Good Monday, everyone. Looking at our Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union weather headlines, summer heat persists. We're going to have another couple of hot days. Yesterday, we got lucky, had a couple of storms develop on the plateau, and so that brought some of us a little bit of a cool breeze and some cloudy skies. So that helps out, especially when the sun's really beating down, and this August sun can be really hot. A cold front brings increased storm chances for Wednesday to Thursday. And then we see relief from the heat behind that front by the end of the week. Now, it's August. You're not going to be wearing a jacket on Friday, but you're going to feel like the air mass feels a little bit different. And this time of the year, a cold front usually means less humidity, more so than temperature relief. But we'll take it. I mean, that humidity can really become oppressive. And of course, we're watching the tropics because they have become quite active. And that is what we're seeing with Hurricane Aaron. This is the wind field of Hurricane Aaron. So as you can see, the main brunt of that purple shaded region, that's what you want to stay out of. That is the hurricane conditions. That is the worst of the worst. It's staying like perfectly between the U.S. mainland and Bermuda. So Bermuda's not going to have any severe impacts as far as like the wind and the rain and the flooding and all that stuff. The east coast of the United States not going to have any direct impacts from wind and rain and flooding. However, the surf is going to be especially rough because this is a powerful hurricane. It's Cat 4 this morning, and will probably get a little stronger today. So, rough surf, and that can cause coastal damage to structures that are especially right on the coast. So, Outer Banks and Bermuda both have that to deal with, but they don't have the severe hurricane conditions that are so bad in these storms. But it's still, that surf is going to be rough stuff. And then behind Aaron, we already have something else to watch, and we're going to watch this one very closely. It's looking like it may take a similar path to Aaron, but it may cut a little bit more to the west. And that's we don't have much wiggle room for that to happen before we have some adverse impacts to the southeast coast. So something to just keep an eye on as we go over the next several days. Clearview Closet and Blind brings us our 5-day forecast. Here at home, we're looking at mostly sunny and hot conditions for our Monday. There might be an isolated storm on the plateau this afternoon, but I don't think we'll see as much activity as we saw yesterday. Highs around 90. Tuesday, we're back up to a 20% chance, which is what we had yesterday. So just take what we had yesterday and think, okay, I saw a couple of storms on radar on Sunday, so I expect to see a couple of storms on the radar on Tuesday, with highs getting in the low 90s. Wednesday, a 50-50 shot, as well as on Thursday, as that cold front starts to impact our area. And then behind that front, we'll see about a 30% chance for a shower or storm on Friday as temperatures drop down a bit into the mid 80s. But again, it's the humidity levels dropping that you'll feel the most, especially by the weekend. Premier generators bringing us our level of concern. Just watching out for isolated strong storms. And I mean that by any storm that develops this time of the year can pack a punch. So just be careful with that. And of course, always be safe in that heat. Premier generators also bringing us our severe weather threat outlook. Just monitoring Wednesday and Thursday. As that cold front comes through, some of those storms might get a little rowdy. Right now, I'm not looking at any clear indications of anything, but a flash flood risk would be evident with any of those storms. So that's something I'll definitely keep an eye on. Weikert Realtors bringing us our extended threats, and not looking like anything too much in the last 2 weeks of August and going into September. At least nothing just yet. The tropics can change that if they get active again and move something our way. But for this week, we're looking out for the heat for today and tomorrow, and then of course a flash flood risk with any storm on Wednesday or Thursday. And we got the Farmer's Almanac updated. So I update this every week, and so that comes out on Monday morning. Farmer's Almanac forecasting isolated thunderstorms and hot. And then you got there when to have dental work, when to mow for slow growth, when to harvest above ground crops, all your good stuff right there, according to the Farmer's Almanac. On this day in history, brought to us by Bramall Travel, 1925, during the late morning hours, a severe hailstorm struck southeastern Iowa, completely destroying crops along a path 6 to 10 miles wide and 75 miles long. The hail also injured and killed poultry and livestock and caused a total of $2.5 million in damage, and this is in 1925. The hailstorm flattened fields of corn to such an extent that many had to leave their farms in search of other work. It was one of the worst hailstorms of record for the nation. And then in 1926, the first televised weather map is broadcast for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in Washington, D.C. An exciting day there. You folks have a wonderful Monday. Keep looking up. For even more weather information, just go to meteorologistsmart.com.